Alright, so I thought these worked a little differently, but it's got like a case over the actual battery, which is kind of weird, but I still think this is the original battery that came with the machine. So yes, it is. This battery is from 2000, so it's getting up there in years, and these things are just like clubs. They're huge. So I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me focus the camera. Alright, so it's from 2000 iBook lithium battery, and this is a aftermarket battery. Doesn't have a year on it, but I'm sure it's more than like 5 years old or something. So we're gonna just put this battery in here now, and I'm sorry about the focusing. Every time I move, I have to focus this camera. Alright, so we're gonna put the battery in like this, I guess, and just line it up with the battery heads. Alright, so there we go, and then I guess we put this back on. Okay, so now we're going to power it on. I haven't turned it on yet, but I think it has either 10.2 or 10.3, Panther or Jaguar. Or Jaguar or Panther. So all I've done is plugged in this, and all I've done is put in the battery. I haven't turned it on yet. So what we're going to do is put in a power cable, and we're going to start it up and see if what it boots into. So sorry if I'm on the way, which I probably am. The battery seems to be charging. So just open it up, and it should boot, hopefully. And I'll just turn this to the screen. I turned off the light. I don't know if I said this already. I turned it off so this camera could see the screen better, and when it wouldn't mess it up. So 3, 2, 1. Alright, so we have an Apple logo, and it's turning, so it is starting up. So that's a good sign. Alright, so it looks as it's either booting into, I think it's booting into Panther. Looks like Panther. So I think it is booting into Panther. We've got like I think it is Panther because we've got a Panther background. Alright, so the clock battery is dead, unfortunately. I'll have to replace that too. And I'll just press OK. It's going to be a pain setting the time every time I change out the batteries. Alright, so we'll go to About This Mac. Alright, so it is Panther. We're running 10.3.9, so Panther. Let's see, 466 megahertz, PowerPC G3, 320 megs of RAM, and I've heard somewhere that you can upgrade these to 576 megs of RAM. So I don't know. If you can, I'm gonna look into that some more, and if you can, I will. And if you can't, then it's maxed out. Alright, so it's Panther. The screen, I know the screen resolution looks kind of small. This is the correct resolution for these. And let's see. 467 megahertz, or it should be 466 megahertz. Alright, so we have 8 megs of VRAM, so I was right about that, I think. Resolution 800 by 600, which is quite small. This could support higher than that, but it's just not. It's just too hard on the graphics card. Let me move that again so you can see better. Sorry. Okay, so let's see. It should have a 10 gig hard drive, which is nothing. Okay, so 9.37, 10 gigs. Alright, so let's see. We've got Safari and IE, and I'm just going to take some of this stuff out of the dock that I don't want. Alright, so let's connect to the internet, and let's see if the airport card's working. Alright, so we're on now. That wasn't too bad. And we'll just go to Apple's website. This is gonna probably be a very old version of Safari, so it's probably not gonna work the best. Alright, so let's see what kind it is. Let's see. So it's Safari 1.3.2, and we're already on Safari 5, so this looks to be the original Safari. Apple.com. It does load. I mean, it's not like it didn't load. So this is pretty nice. It did load. We've got websites coming up. I'm not even going to try to go to any website that has Flash on it, because that would just kill the processor on here. Until I upgrade it to Tiger, put a new version of Flash, and then we'll attempt it. I'm sure it's not going to work very well. So let's see what programs come on here. Alright, so applications. It appears that nothing's really on here. Alright, so no, nothing's on here except for the stock Apple OS stuff. So let's see if they forgot to take off the password, which pretty much on every Mac that I've bought, people still have passwords on them. So we'll go into accounts and see if there's a lock on here. Hopefully there won't be, because I really don't need that. Just lock it, which probably is a bad idea. Just press enter. Okay, so they, thank God, remembered to take their password off, because I know how to take the password off. You have to go into the you have to start it up, hold in D or something to go into the Unix, and then you have to like edit all these files to take out their account and make a new one, and it's a lot of junk, so I don't really want to mess with it. Let's see if they have any music on here, which I doubt. This is an old version of iTunes, as you can see by it has the green iTunes logo, which is very old. You can already tell that it's an old version of iTunes. Alright, so we'll go to About iTunes, and this should be like version 3 or 5 or something. Alright, iTunes 4. It's from 2003. Alright, so let's see, Music Store. That's not going to load. Alright, so they have no music on here. Let's see if I can go into radio. Listen to some radio. Let's hit hits of the 80s. Let me just make this bigger. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Alright, so we should have some. We should be able to listen to the radio. I don't see why we wouldn't be able to. This will be a lot nicer once I put Tiger on it. Okay, let's just choose a random one. If I can find one from the 80s. That's what I want to hear. Okay, the 80s music channel. That's not from the 80s, that's 70s. Saw this, the very, okay, we'll just choose this one.
Go and subscribe to Tracks HD now. 20 channel.
So the speaker really isn't that loud, actually. It doesn't sound bad, but it's not very loud. Let's see if we can get the visualizer going. I hope I don't get in trouble for this music. I hope they don't catch me, because I want you guys to hear how the speakers are. And they're really not too bad. They don't really have too much bass sound on them. The iMac G3 speakers are 100 times better. It's only got one speaker on it. It's not stereo. But it doesn't sound bad. It's just that it's not loud. And I think with a big laptop like this, they could have fitted in some bigger and two speakers. I think they could have had two speakers and bigger speakers on here. Alright, so that's the visualizer. And I'll just quit iTunes now. Alright, so what we're going to do now is put Tiger on here. Now that I know that everything's working, and I wanted to make sure, and I'm going to rename this to Macintosh HD. Now that we know everything's working, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to install Tiger now, because I wanted to test out, because if anything wasn't working, then I could have contacted the seller and all that. But now that we know, we're going to put Tiger on here now. So I'm going to put the install disk in, and then I'll see you guys in a bit.